Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony G, and we're about to get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the Dems, the Democrats, the Demo KKK rats, etc., right? Yeah, and we're going to talk about it. First, we're going to go down to a little history about the Democratic Party, as I always like to do, and then we're going to walk it on down. The reason why we see demo Democrats, because it's really fitting. The name itself is fitting. As I mentioned before, they have a jackass as a mascot, which I would never want to have that as a representation of a party. They were behind slavery, Ku Klux Klan, segregation, right? We're talking about Jim Crow law, segregation, redlining. These were known Democratic policies. Democrats in the early days, they didn't believe in integrating their party. They wanted to keep it white. They wanted to be white liberals, which in the past, they did not want to integrate their party with blacks. This was a known fact. It was 1964 when the DNC had a convention, and that's when they were trying to put pressure on the Democratic Party about allowing blacks in the party. So this is another situation, in regards to that. But yeah, since we're talking about it, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the Demo KKK rats for what they really are. Now, we could fast forward it a little bit now that we talked about the past. They haven't ever changed. They never switched the parties. This was another lie coming from the Democratic Party. They have always been the group that they always are. They just changed their tactics a little bit. They don't have to put on the white uniform anymore, the white Ku Klux Klan outfit no more. They wear the suits and they smile because look at it. They have gotten a lot of blacks on board for voting Democrat. Look at the 92% of black women alone that vote for Democrat. Then you start looking at these other ethnic groups, such as the Jewish community. You also have other minority groups that vote Democrat. You have the LGBTQ community that vote Democrat. You also have the feminist women groups that vote Democrat. You know, look at all these groups that voted Democrat, right? And they know that they used to have a large voting block with women, most of the women, right? Where they targeted on issues where it come down to abortion rights. We know all this, right? We know the policies, right? So here it is, right? Here we are today. Now, when we start looking at the landscape of the Democratic Party, right? And we look at it for what it really is, they don't really have anything really concrete when it comes down to policies. For the Democrats, they don't really have anything. What they have is a bunch of misinformation, anti-American. You know what I'm saying? For starters, if you look around, we're gonna walk this down, ladies and gentlemen. When we start looking at their party, we started looking at how people were treated. They were discriminated against. Whites were discriminated against up there in North Carolina, in that area that the Democrats deem as being conservatives. Look at how FEMA, there was a woman that was in charge over the FEMA thing. She was saying that she didn't have nothing to do with it. And I appreciate the light too. Thank you so much. So they were saying how they don't have anything to do with it. But here it is, though. They had a lot to do with it. They discriminated against the people. They discriminated against these people for no reason of their own. That hurricane that went over there in North Carolina that wiped a lot of those people out, they couldn't even get FEMA help. And this is when Biden was in charge, right? You have a lot of DEI hires. I mean, look at this plane disaster right now, man, with a Black Hawk helicopter, man. There was no reason in the world. There's no reason in the world that we can have anybody. There's supposed to be people qualified to be able to do the job. Traffic control. And when the guy was asking the man, questions about the FAA, things that you're supposed to know about, right? Even as a drone pilot, there's things that I'm supposed to know about. I'm supposed to know about airspace. I'm supposed to be able to read the, like the weather charts and things like that, because they put those in, look like it's coded a little bit, and a little bit it is. But you got to know how to read this stuff, right? You off the tariffs, right? The weather tariffs is what they call. You got to know how to read that stuff. If you don't know how to read that stuff, then it's a problem, right? What else is a problem when it comes down to the DMs? Well, there's wrong, a lot wrong. And the American people are seeing it. The world is seeing it, right? We have taken back America, right? They have these open border policies. This is another thing, right? There in the history of the world, you never can have open border policies because look what's happened. You have women, children raped and murdered, right? Look at it what it is. They look at it. They got the look at it. It shouldn't be controversial because to let you know it's hypocritical. A lot of liberals that feel like they should have open borders. Well, in that case, then I could just come in your house and live with you and your family. Why is that no different? We got to treat our country as if you're treating your own house. Why is it different, right? Why you want to say that we compare apples to oranges when we're not? Because if you really feel that way, you wouldn't even allow a stranger to live in your home. I bet you that. You would not. You don't know this person, just like we don't know these people coming into our country. They're unvetted. That's why and they're here illegal. But again, this is a Democratic policy as well. Let me tell you what else is a Democratic policy. Do you realize that censorship is big on the Democratic side, especially under Joe Biden? He's the worst president we have ever had in history. These were Democratic policies, ladies and gentlemen. These were Democratic policies. The whole FEMA thing blew up. Look at it. FEMA blew up. They couldn't get the help. Look at California. Look at California, right? If it wasn't for Trump going to California and putting pressure on the governor, putting pressure on the mayor, and the reason that they're going in this direction with California, because they're pushing California for the Green Deal. They're moving straight ahead, full steam ahead with the Green Deal is what they're doing. They're going straight ahead. They're going straight ahead with the new Green Deal, right? It's what it is that they're doing. They're moving straight ahead, right? Here it is. So the Green Deal is a scam. It really is. But it's a scam for them to be able to do money laundering. But California, even Trump told them, and he gave stipulations on the funding. And we know Gavin Newsom, he's a snake. He's not going to hold his word. This is the Democratic Party, ladies and gentlemen. This is what people on the left are still fighting for. And I'm going to walk this stuff down for what it really is. The world is watching them. They are so bad now, they can't be trusted. Ever since Trump became the president, he's been getting SHIT done. Biden and his administration, all they know how to do is hold up human trafficking, drug trafficking. They know how to hold up the cartel, right? The cartel should have been declared as a terrorist organization. It had to take Trump to do it when everybody see what's going on, right? We should have been had tariffs against these other countries. We've been taking care of Europe. We've been taking care of them. We've been taking care of Canada. We've been taking care of Mexico. We've been taking care of all these Latin countries. All these, look at this, foreign aid. Who is that coming from, ladies and gentlemen? It's coming from us, the taxpayers. We are their daddies, right? We've been taking care of them. And we can't get no get back. It had to take Trump to do it once again, right? The Democrats are looking so bad now. Even Leonard Jeffries have to step down, asking him to step down. They have no leadership no more. They are discombobulated. They are frustrated, confused. Trump has over 400 executive orders just to be able to fix the stuff that Biden jacked up. And all that, since right now, the media that they control, they're starting to lose the viewers, right? We said this before. Rachel Maddow will be lucky that she stays in. What is she making? $30 million? She'll be lucky. A year, she'll be lucky to be able to have that job with MSNBC. They are gone. They are out of touch, out of time. We have been fooled, ladies and gentlemen, with this caring about the blue collar low men. You know who care about the blue collar? It's Trump once again. Trump cares about the blue collar. Trump cares about everybody, right? No matter if you're rich or poor, right? This is why he brought back the merit-based thing, though, right? This is what it should be. And he's been proven that the previous administration was nothing more than hogwash. It was a fallacy. You talk a good game, but they don't never deliver. Just look at the black community. Look at it. Look at the blue states. Look at the dilapidated neighborhoods, as I mentioned before: crime, violence, drugs, prostitution, gang activity, underserved communities, right? As well as the other one, which is defranchised, right? Marginalized. This is their policies that they set up. They have destroyed the nucleus of the black family by pushing welfare, right? The Welfare Act, 1965. They have a history of racist policies that marginalize and keep people from being participants. This is one of the main reasons as to now, when you look at a lot of these black communities, they still hold up DEI. They still hold this stuff up because they have conditioned the majority of the black, especially the 92% of black women, that you can't make it unless you can't make it off of merit base. They still believe in that it's racism out here. They still believe that, hey, we can't do it off of merit-based things. They used to getting handouts. They used to getting crap coming from the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party have failed America just like they failed the black community first. This is why we're in this situation now. This is not a party of reform. This is not a party of American. This is not a party of equal rights. They are the opposite. They are treacherous liars, deceitful criminals that must be held to the highest court of the land, to be persecuted and to be criminally persecuted and arrested for the crimes that they have done, from biological crimes, human trafficking, child-like trafficking. This is coming from the Democratic Party. All of this is policies under them. It's just that some people are so blind that they can't see the truth. But you're going to learn when you rock with my channel, all I do is tell the truth. And this is exactly what it is. The Dems are racist. They are, when it comes down to misinformation, they are liars. Look at the Biden administration, how they weaponize the government, right? We were under a criminal syndicate, not anymore, because Trump has been chopping the legs out from under them. He already blinded them so they don't have access to the communications anymore. He has fired 51 of these clowns, right? We got Kash Patel in there now. Shout out to Kash Patel. He's going to turn the FBI around. A new FBI director, Kash Patel. We got Tulsi Gabbard. She's been certified. We got Pam Bondi. We got Pete Hegseth. We got a lot of people right now with Trump's tight cabinet. I call it Trump tight. Anybody that plays spades, Trump tight. Trump has a tight cabinet right now that's going to do a lot of good for America, for Americans. That's why he dubbed it America First. If you can't get behind this channel, then too bad, so sad, right? Hey, Miss G, how is Miss G? Waving to Miss G. Boy, Miss G in the house, y'all. Yeah, Miss G. I had to take a break for a few days, but I'm back in true fashion. I'm coming stronger than ever, Miss G. Miss G, ladies and gentlemen, say hi to Miss G. I appreciate the second light. Thank you, Miss G. Yeah, Miss G in the house. She always support me. I support her channel too. Yeah, we support each other. Miss G, go ahead now. Yeah, yeah. I know the weather got to be better than it is here, though. Yeah, it's cold here, Miss G. Yeah, I know you don't do the politics very much, but I appreciate your support anyway. But it's actually going to get better in America now. Fine, sir. Just continue your topic, sir. Thank you, Miss G. I appreciate it. Miss G don't like it when I put a lot of attention on her. That's all good. I always acknowledge people though. But other than that, though, ladies, and thanks, Miss G. Yeah, so I always say this though too. Have a safe flight. Oh, I'm not flying nowhere, Miss G. I'm not flying anywhere. Yeah, I'm not flying. Drive. I know what you meant. That's all right. But yeah, but other than that, ladies and gentlemen, so this is why there's a turnaround in America now. America is going to get better now, you know. We are in the golden age for the first time in American history where Trump has stopped the IRS, the enforcement machine collecting taxes. There is nowhere in the nowhere where it says that Americans are required to pay taxes, right? We are not, not required, not required. 16th Amendment, not required to pay taxes. Taxes are unlawful to Americans. Trump had it right again. Why haven't these Democrats been upfront and truthful about the tariffs and everything, right? We are going in a place that we never have been before. And we couldn't do it before because look at how the demo KKK rats, look how they've been behaving. They have been anti-American. See, what I do is I call them anti-American. They don't believe in the Second Amendment. They don't at all. They don't believe in the Constitution. They don't. They don't like America very much at all. They hate America and they hate people that are American that stand by the Constitution. They cannot stand America at all. This is a problem. How can you be call yourself being a lover of America when you hate America? You cannot stand the sight of America. Nothing wrong with being an American. We should. Why didn't Biden stand up for the people? Why did he stand up and weaponize the government? Why did Biden weaponize the FBI and the CIA as his own personal spy police force? Why did he go after his political opponents? These are questions that I love to be asking the Democratic elites. These are questions that I will ask them. They won't answer the questions, right? Because we gotta put these people on blast, right? Because they're done anyway. We don't have to worry about the Democratic Party, ladies and gentlemen. Because I'm gonna tell you why. We already know they don't have no type of footing when it comes down to support. They don't. They do not. They do not, ladies and gentlemen. We just sitting up in here. We were taking it for so long. I went the wrong way. Let me turn around. But we've been taking it for so long. The Democrats are done. They have no leadership. And I said it again. They are done. It's nothing that they can do. Everything they do, they are exposed. And they don't like it. Doge. Department of Government Efficiency have blocked policies, bills that they've been trying to pass. They've been stopped left and right. This is America's America. This is Trump's America. And you are living in it. And you better get used to it. You're going to like it and you're going to love it, or you can get the plane ticket and you can get the you know what out. That's what you can do. You anti-American if you don't stand for the Constitution. Everything on the Constitution should be standing for. If you are for mass open borders, you are anti-American. If you are against freedom of speech, you are anti-American. That's exactly what it is. If you ain't for the people, by the people, you are anti-American. If you don't help the American people and you allow more money to line into the pocket of the government, you are anti-American. How can somebody in a how can these people be millionaires and billionaires when they're supposed to serve the people? How is it that we have lobbyists, right? How do we have corporations paying politicians to run policy? How is this allowed? How is it? And then Trump is going to stop that. You know that. I'm telling you right now. He already said it. He's not going to allow corporations. In fact, you cannot be a politician if you have served or was hired in a corporation. We're going to bust that up. That ain't happening no more. So the Democrats are done. Then you're not going to do that no more. You cannot work for Monsanto and then work, or Bayer or Pfizer, right? Johnson and Johnson, and be a politician. You cannot, it will not be allowed. You cannot do it. There's a new day now, right, in America. And I'm walking this stuff down. You Democrats, you are done. Leonard Jeffries is they're trying to get him out of there. I don't care. You don't have no leadership. Obama is ruined. He's gone. He's burnt up. You don't have no leadership. You name me the leadership that they have strong now. Gavin Newsom is boo-boo. This is a term that I use just like what it means. He's boo-boo, right? He is boo-boo. Who do you have? You think AOC, you think she's going to do it? She's boo-boo. Well, who do you have? You don't have anybody. Who do you have that's going to run the Democratic Party? And then trying to get Americans to overlook of what they've been doing. They have had a history of effing us, man, big time. They effed over America. They effed over with their policies. Look at this stuff. Look at this stuff, man. This is the real deal, right? Trump is the real deal. He's the real deal. Ever since he been at day one signing executive orders. You ain't never seen a president prior to that did that. He had more going on over the 10 days he been in the office than what the Biden's whole damn career. I've never been a fan of Democrats at all. I'm a fan of the MAGA Republicans. I'm not a fan of the Republicans because those are rhinos. War hawking. They are for war, lining their pockets up, continue with this Ukraine stuff, rob the American people billions of dollars. And they say every dog have his day, ladies and gentlemen. They do. Every dog have his day. Too bad that Biden didn't pardon himself. And the pardons ain't going to be enough because once they cite it for what they have done, the people that was involved with the election fraud, J6ers, they're going to have a lot to be accountable for. I'm talking about that fake insurrection that they did, not the J6ers, but the fake insurrection against the J6ers. This is an insurrection that they have done to this country against the American people. Their party is boo-boo. They don't have no legs to stand on at all. And you're gonna sit up here and try to make this stuff make it right. This is some bull crap stuff, man. Because they can't get by of the fire disaster in over there in California. They can't deal with North Carolina. They can't deal with FEMA, right? They can't deal with the weaponization of the government. They can't deal with, I can go straight down the damn list. These are I ain't looking to talk to no flunky. I'm looking to talk to the Democratic elites that they don't have an answer for that. They have always been running PSYOP programs, misinformation, great dark ops. And then a person want to sit up in here and run this like it's normal, right? Ain't no questions. I'm not answering no questions today. There ain't gonna be no question answering because I got to do some cooking on the Democratic Party. Sorry. This is about this is a barbecue, right? Because we already know the party is done. But I want to make sure that it's done. Because the people got to know the truth, right? There ain't no questions about what if they all this about them. I have named everything about the party. How they look at the black community right now. You cannot sit up here and make the black community look good when the majority of them vote for being a Democrat. Black women alone, 92% of them vote Democrat. They voted against the destruction of their own community. This is a fact. Look at what's going on. And I always said, when you look at the black community, right? Look at the black community. When you look at the black community, you're looking at a representation of America. The black community in America today. What happens in the black community happens in America today. Yep. When the blacks get the cold, everybody else get the flu. And that's exactly what it is. It's a canary in the coal mine, is what it is. And the blacks are the canaries in the coal mine. They don't realize that the oxygen is thinning out, suffering under a party that never done right by them. Never done right by them. When you can hire a bunch of incompetent people, you have destroyed a lot of them, even in the black community, where they got to look for handouts, look for freebies, look for things that will not empower them, keep them a victim up under them. That's why they always talk about slavery or always talking about racism. They get off on that stuff. Only group, everybody else that come over here make something of themselves. The Democratic Party have destroyed the minds of a lot of blacks. I don't know if a lot of them are going to be able to survive off of merit-based system, to really be honest. Because as long as they holding up victimhood, they ain't going to survive it. So either they're going to have to get out of the country and do like the rest of them, buy them an airplane ticket and move to Africa somewhere. They're going to find out how bad it is over there. Because even the Africans treat them differently. African Americans in Africa, they got people that moved. You got African American people that have moved over there to Africa. And a lot of them are moving back here to America because they're finding out Africa ain't a place that you want to be messing around in. Talking about for my people. You are better off here in America. All you got to do is build yourself and do something. You don't like to work for nobody, build your own business. Build your own business. Do something for yourself. You living in the greatest country on earth. And now Trump is going to show everybody that it's going to be that way. Trump is going to show the world that it's going to be that way. Now that we already are collecting tariffs from other places in the world now, we are finally getting get back for what we have been neglected on. We haven't gotten get back in America in a long time. Ever since 1930, we haven't collected as we should. We're going to be the police force or Trump pulled out 20,000 troops out of Europe. And I'm celebrating that as well. We're pulling the troops out. They're going to secure that border, go after the cartel. That is what's important. America first, right? We are not going to be your police, world police anymore, right? You know what I'm saying? So just allow me to cook. No offense, allow me to cook. So we are not going to be your police force no more. What we're going to do is we're going to work on being America first. We're going to build up the America infrastructures. We're going to build up what it comes down to manufacturing, right? We're going to be an independent, energy independent here in America, right? Everything is going to be in-house in America. Good old made in America, right? Good old American pride right here in America, right here. This is what it's all about. Good old USA. We have the potential, we have the right, and we have the will to build America. Once we get America built up, and that's what we're working on, America first, because we've been downtrodden by the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party have lied to us. They have cheated us out of money. They pushed for taxes. They did a lot of things in America that was wickedly bad. They held up all this indecency, right? We are building America to be a moral compass country again, where Christianity is going to be spearheaded. Other religions are accepted as well. But the main thing is America have always been a Christian nation. This is why America have always been blessed. Other countries are not blessed. We are the last frontier with that great Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights and all the rest of that stuff. So that's why God smiled on us and helping us, because we got a man in the office that is going to be doing the work for the people with the transparency, right? I love his Transparency Act. Trump have always been transparent. He didn't have to hide and lie about nothing. But the Democrats don't have a transparency policy. They do stuff in covert darkness with misinformation, lies, and also in censorship. They have weaponized these tech companies to go after people, trying to silence our voices on the internet, on social media. They hate the fact that we are in this space right now. They don't like it at all, but they're going to learn to like it or they can leave. They have robbed the American people far too long, and we said enough with it. I don't want to hear nothing what the Democrats have to say at all. I don't. Those Democrat elites, as far as I'm concerned, the ones that have been criminally responsible for destroying America, being anti-American, they should be rounded up for treason, and they are. It should be, and then we know Guantanamo Bay is not just for illegal criminals. They are also for people that have been against America. So we got more beds for the Democratic elites. Guantanamo Bay, where you don't have access to citizenship no more because you're on the island over there in Cuba. We bought the island for Cuba, Guantanamo Bay. That's why you don't have, when you go there, that is one of the worst prisons in the world, is Guantanamo Bay. You're not an American citizen no more when you go to Guantanamo. You don't have no constitution, no Bill of Rights. Those officers are pretty much as your judge, jury, and executioner if you don't behave right. And that's what has to happen to a lot of these politicians, right? Especially Democrats and the Rhino Republicans that were against the American people causing treason. I'm just saying what's going to happen. And this has to happen. This has to happen. Guantanamo Bay is going to happen, right? Since they don't want to take back the hardest of the hard criminals, and we don't trust them because all they're going to do is be released anyway. What Trump said, what we're going to do, we're going to take these criminals, right? And we're going to send them behind over to Guantanamo Bay, right? This is what we're going to send them there. That way we don't have to worry about them no more. The rapists, the murderers, the ones that were responsible for Lake and Riley murder, guess what? Going to Guantanamo Bay, right? Exactly. Lockup is going to be inevitable. It ain't going to be no, oh yeah, this and that. Nobody going to be over there protesting. Not Guantanamo Bay, they won't. That's going to send a message to the world. You come over here to America illegally, especially when you do a crime, you're going to be boarded on those cargo planes. We're going to fly you out to Guantanamo Bay. And once we get you there, you ain't going to have access to any of the luxuries that regular Americans have once they get you in Guantanamo Bay. And this is a message to the Democratic elites and the Rhino Republicans that both were responsible of being against American people and destroying this country. That's why it has to happen. And I'm looking forward to it happening, though, too. I'm looking forward to seeing the arrests. And I can tell you right now, when we start to look at it, right? Because we already know Adam Shifty Schiff and was it Anthony Fauci going down the list? Yep. Chuck Schumer, all these people, Nancy Pelosi, all these people, right, should be on that plane heading Con Air, going over there to Guantanamo Bay, right, where they belong. Guantanamo Bay. Yep. Once they tried on the military tribunal court, fly them out there to Guantanamo Bay. That's where they need to go. Guantanamo, right? And just like with these hardened criminals that Venezuela and the Congo and all the rest of them, right? Yeah, they need to be flown out to Guantanamo Bay, where ass whooping is inevitable. You know what I'm saying? 23-hour lockdown, right? That's what has to happen, with the rod of corrections as spearheading, getting a rod every day, right? This is what should happen. It's not a pretty thing, not a pretty sight, but the Dems are done. Because like I said, all the stuff that I'm saying is actually factually true about the Dems, about the Democrats. And yeah, getting back to future prayers, sir, I don't know what to major in the wondering if you're give me advice. Yep. Nah, I don't want to do that, prayers, man. I'm not giving out a whole lot of personal advice, sir. I'm not gonna do that type of stuff. You're gonna have to seek somebody that's I'm not that type of guy. I'm not that, I can't give out some advice, but I'm just a YouTube content creator, man. You know what I'm saying? So sorry into that. And so it has to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It has to happen. And it's going to happen. The Democrats are done. The Democrats are done, man. They really are. We cannot sit up in here and ignore or pretend like this party was a party of loving American people. It has a history. Everybody suffers. It ain't just black folks. Everybody in America suffers. Everybody do. They use identity politics. They use emotions, right? Misinformation once again, right? These are the things they use. Gaslighting. They know how to go on here and create up these propaganda, so-called the news. They know how to do this. Just look at the View. Look at this MSNBC, one of the worst trash on the news on TV today. It's not even the news. It's a propaganda machine that holds up the Democratic Party. It's not something that I would even recommend anybody with even a half a brain to watch, because you're not watching anything. How can you say that you're watching something when they've been against American people? They never did. It wasn't about caring. It's about scaring. It's not about caring. It's about scaring. And even right now, the FBI is being purged right now. It's about time. The FBI, ladies and gentlemen, is being purged as we speak. It's being purged. Now that Cash Patel has been certified, congratulations, Cash Patel. Congratulations, Pam Bondi. Congratulations, Pete Hegseth. Congratulations to Topsy Gabbard. I was worried about her getting through there, but I knew she was. We got to wait on RFK Jr. I think he got certified, if I'm correct, or we're still waiting. But we in the process of getting this country back together. I love it. I love it. I love it. Trump is going to go down in history as the greatest president that we have ever had. I don't mind Trump's face being up on Mount Rushmore, because we know who face need to be removed off of Mount Rushmore, and when his face should go up there. Or in fact, we can just go and put his face up in there too. Trump face deserves to be on Mount Rushmore, man, because we are going back to the golden age. And like I said before, man, the FBI has been being purged, right? They're going to get the CIA together too. We're going to get the DEA, the DOJ, right? Department of Homeland Security. All these organizations are going to be dealt with, purged out, get rid of the criminals. Get rid of the criminals, breaking down the criminal syndicate, giving the middle finger to the World Economic Forum, with Klaus Schwab and things like that. Man, I love it, man. It's a beautiful thing, though, We are in the history of America right now being great again. And I can really see it. I can see it for the first time in my life. I didn't live back then in those early days, but we're going to start to understand what Trump meant about the golden age. Now that he has been dismantling, Kash Patel is going to dismantle the FBI. He's a new director. He's going to take care of that. And I'm going to say it's a new day, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Kash Patel once again. Yep. Then we got Topsy Gabbard. It's coming. Reckoning is coming for the Democrats. The reckoning is coming for the Democratic elites. It's coming right now, ladies and gentlemen. I like to say this. I like to salute. I am very, very excited and happy now that we are getting our country back. America first. Trump have pulled 20,000 troops out of Europe. We are coming home. The boys are home. Yep. And any country that is foreign that owes America, and a lot of you do. What is it? France is paying the tariff tax, right? Germany is paying those tariff taxes, right? All these countries are going to be paying those tariff taxes now. Money is coming back into America now. Once Trump deal with the Federal Reserve, right? Because that's the private bank right there, and they are the ones that are manipulating with the tax rates, tax cuts, and all the rest of the stuff. They won't raise the debt ceiling, and they're gonna try to blame it on Trump. But Trump got a plan, ladies and gentlemen, like he always does, because the America is seeing if we are building, the manufacturing, a lot of American businesses are coming home now, giving balance to this thing now. I'm beat up on the Democrats long enough. But now, look at where we are now, ladies and gentlemen. The American companies are coming back here to America now. They don't want to have to pay that high tariff. 25% is just a start. Trump told Canada as well as Mexico this. They said, right, you guys have issues with fentanyl coming over the borders of America, coming into our country. You don't deal with the fentanyl and the illegal immigration in your country. Therefore, I'm going to hit you with a 25% tariff tax, and that's for starters. Both of these countries are barking. So they're trying to bluff. Here it is now. This ain't poker, because Trump have already explained we do not need Canada at all. We don't need you for your lumber. We don't need you for your energy. We don't even need you from the automaker thing, though. 20% of the automotive comes from Canada. All that could be made in Detroit. There's no reason in the world that that deal should have went, but that deal happened under Clinton, under the NAFTA thing. We don't need ish from Canada. We don't need ish from Mexico. The Mexican governor over there right now, how all her oppositions that was running for the seat, it's strange that all of them have been murdered in Mexico. She is the only one, right? The only one unanimous, right? The Mexican president. You know who run her is the cartel. Let's go and keep it real. This is exactly what it is. So if Mexico is going to, risk tariffs, it will be because of her and the cartel. That's all it is. Because if it hadn't been for that, she would have been trying to fix, far as her country. That's the reason why once again, America got to be ones to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Got to be able to take care of it. Because once the cartel has been eradicated, then a lot of you can really go into Mexico, enjoy things. We won't have to worry about a lot of illegals coming over here. You can't blame the illegals for coming to America. I get it. Because they're trying to escape the hardship and the problems in Mexico. I get it. Especially with the cartel, right? But if you take the cartel out, then what do you have left, right? You're gonna have safer borders. Mexico itself is gonna be great. This is a problem just not in Mexico. We got a lot of operatives over here as well working on their behalf in the cartel in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? This is a global crime syndicate, is what people got to understand. This is not just in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I love the stay in Mexico policy as well. Because if people are seeking asylum into this country, the remain in Mexico policy is put there and it is enforced. They shouldn't have to wait for asylum in America. The stay in Mexico policy still stands. That way they're vetted. We got to make sure they are. You got to be able to speak English, right? We got to be able to check you out. And I believe that Trump, and I'm not speaking for Trump, but with that whole immigration thing and all the rest of this, the people got to have some skin in the game when you come into America. You got to have a 4-year degree, preferably STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. If you got the engineering background, there's less that we have to worry about with you trying to sap off of the government. We want you to know our laws here in America too. You have to know the Constitution, and the only way you're going to be able to do that, you got to be able to speak English. You have to be able to communicate effectively enough English. This is an English speaking country. This ain't a bilingual country. This is an English speaking country. That way they could go ahead and take those silly prompts down about for English press 1, for Spanish press no, take that down. It should just be English only. We never had this stuff before. Stop. Like we said, we won now, so we're not patronizing them anymore. They got to step their game up if you want to come here to America. Those old days are no more. We are cleaning up America. We're getting rid of the gangs, the violent gangs, and all the rest of that stuff. America is being cleaned up. Stuff that the Democrats, when they were in power, they should have been doing, but they have failed. Talking about the Democratic elites, because they are anti-American. They don't care about America. That's why they didn't do it. You got an incompetent president. They could have put in the 25th Amendment. They were afraid of Biden. They didn't even do that, right? They didn't do that stuff right. Then they had a DEI hire and a dummy as a vice president. She is Kamala Harris, the worst president vice president in the U.S. history. I never seen nobody that ignorant before in my life. I never seen that before. But once again, the Democratic elites have created all this stuff. This is exactly what it is. This is why we can't seem to get any type of get back. Well, we get it now, though, because Trump, he has been the man with the master plan. These other people have not. They have not. Gavin Newsom, he can run. Gretchen Whitmer, she can run. It ain't going to matter because they still don't have any leadership. And anybody that's going to run as a Democrat elite trying to go into the White House is not going to happen. I'm going to tell you why. We're going to have same day ballot votes, right? We're going to have paper ballots, and it's going to be same day counting, right? And there's going to be ID, voter ID. That's going to be there. Never again, when he passed the SAFE Act, which is already there, never again the Dems will ever be allowed to cheat in any future elections because we have a safeguard on that now, you know? So if you can run and you can have a party, but we're asking, we're not asking, we have set this up where you want to abide by the law, and the law is the law. No non-ID voting. It's going to be ID, voter ID, right? Paper ballots, no mail-in ballot, all this nonsense. And we're going to have same-day voting. That's it. That's it. That's it. But like I said, we don't have nothing to worry about with the Democrats. They're done. They're boo-boo. The world is seeing how bad Biden's administration, Biden's economy, Bidenomics. Look at what's happening. Everybody, half a brain can see that. Less than a brain can see that, right? Look at what's been going on. California is red. That's a red state now, by the way. I guarantee by the next election, that's going to be a red state. Look at their policy. They turned the spigot off. They turned the water supply off on them, just like they did in North Carolina. FEMA turned their backs on them, man. You think that you got a party? You think that the Democrats got a leg to stand on by going in and being this opposition to the MAGA Republicans? The MAGA Republicans are here to stay for the future to come. Y'all had 16 years from Biden up to Biden, and neither of them fixed America. We are in a worse situation than we ever have been before in the history of America. Look at their policies and look how they have destroyed. They were trying to destroy America with this open border policy stuff. And it's just a beautiful thing that us American people have stopped the hemorrhaging. We have stopped the bleeding, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? So we all can congratulate ourselves on that. This was a group effort. Even a lot of the Democrats, liberals voted for Trump. This is how bad it was. They had a dodo bird as a vice president. She didn't know her front from her rear. It wasn't convincing. You cannot have an intellect like that dealing with Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping. You cannot have a mentality like that. These people are very, very intelligent. They're very smart. Even Kim Jong-un, what many people may or may not know, he has been educated in Europe. This guy is not a dummy. You may think, oh, no, he don't talk like that. Speak very good English, actually. Very educated. And that's Kim Jong-un. He ain't a dummy. But you gonna put a dodo bird, you trust a dodo bird as a vice president trying to run and become a president? Try to be a dodo bird talking to Kim Jong-un or any of these, or Xi Jinping, you think, or Vladimir Putin, no, it would never happen. That's why I say their party is done. They have no leadership, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have anything to worry about. The FBI is being purged right now. Now that Cash Patel is in there once again. They got Tulsi Gabbard. They used to be a Democrat. Go figure that. She left the Democratic Party. She left it. The Democrats hate people to question their authority. Just like she went against Tulsi Gabbard did not like the policies with Hillary Clinton, and she called her out on it. And all the Democrats shunned her. That's their party. That's how they get down. They don't like anybody, right? They hate people, right? They hate people that want to override their authority. They like an echo chamber of just autocrats. They want doers in the Democratic Party. They don't like independent thinkers. They don't like people to have opinions of their own. You got to run everything to the Democratic Party. And when you don't do any of these things, they will kick you out the party. They will kick you out the party, right? Because like I said before, we don't need any of this stuff, obviously. And now that America is healing itself, we don't even man, I'm so happy not seeing no rainbow flags hanging up. I'm so happy about diversity, all this other stuff, equity, inclusion stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something. Costco and Apple. This is a message to Costco and Apple. I know they don't watch my stuff, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You never know. Costco CEO, I forgot his name, and Tim Cook of Apple. I'm gonna tell you something. Listen up. Since you want to go against an executive order that was mandated, was given down about no DEI, if you want to run DEI in Apple, you're going to have a tough time getting funding from the government. That still holds. You think that the judge has stopped and blocked that order? No, it's not going to stick. It's not going to stick. It's not going to stick. This is how he's going to shut these companies down. Because since Apple and Costco do not want to comply with DEI, and this might kind of make sense because Apple have not been innovative in a long time, and I wonder why. And the main reason I can say because they have a lot of people that are not qualified, right? You got to have qualifications in order to be a tech company, you would think. But this explains why Apple seems like they're going down. And now that you decided to hold that up, guess what's going to happen to your sales? Because one thing about MAGA people and Costco, they're boycotted. I don't even use my Costco account no more. Just because they won't go being compliant and getting rid of their DEI practices. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to exercise our wallet. We'll close our wallet when it comes down to Apple. You've been overpriced anyway. You ain't been innovative at all for the past 15 to 20 years. Knock it off. Your brainchild, which was Steve Jobs, he's been passed away. You don't have anybody. You think Tim Cook is going to be the deliverer of Apple? He's not. He's not. He's not going to be a deliverer of Apple. He's one of the main reasons, in my opinion, he's one of the main reasons as to why Apple computer is in trouble. Because you got a guy that believes in DEI. So therefore, you be prepared to follow the consequences. Take responsibility when Apple stock starts to plummet. And same thing with you, Costco, because we don't need y'all. We don't need you. I can go to BJ's. I can go to Sam's Club. I don't need Costco. Since Costco want to hold up DEI, guess what? We're not supporting Costco. We are not going to support Apple. Now, hopefully by now they have changed their policies. I'm going to check, but I know right now they have not. So that's why I ain't buying nothing for Apple. Overpriced ass stuff. Non-innovative. You lost your brainchild with Steve Jobs. You don't have him no more. Tim Cook ain't gonna do it. He ain't never did it. He was never the man that Steve Jobs was. I tell it to his face. He would never be the man that Steve Jobs was. Right? That's why they're in trouble. You know, you hire DEI people, this is the results that you get. Right? We are merit-based, sir. We are a merit-based country now. And everybody gonna learn, either like it and love it. You're gonna like it and you're gonna love it. That's exactly what it is. Or you can do like the Hollywood elites. Buy yourself a one-way ticket and you can fly out to another country. You're going to either like it and love it, or you can go. You ain't got to be in America. Do like the Hollywood elites. Just leave. That's all we're saying. You ain't got to take this abuse. If you feel like you're being abused, you buy yourself a ticket and move to some other country. But it ain't going down here. We are back. America, USA. We are back. We are back. A republic, right? Under the Constitution. We are back, man. I'm loving it right now. And any opportunity I can get to get inside of the Democrats' ass, I would do it. You know what I'm saying? A nice kick in the ass, just like these rhino Republicans, right? That I can't stand. You know, we want your Bushes out of here. We want your McCains out of here. We want your Cheneys out of here. Your Mitt Romney and all the rest of them up on out of here. We want you out. We want you out. You are no good to us. Mitch McConnell need to been got. We should have been got his ass out of there. You know, old as fucking dirt, right? We want his ass out of here. Any rhino Republican, because y'all are all exposed, whether you know it or not. We see every last one of you, right? The ones that voted against Trump, those are rhinos. Those are rhinos. Now, Trump is smart, man. He smoked them out. He is aware in up there on the hill. He is aware who his enemies are, right? We know who the enemies of America is by being an enemy against Trump. You know, the enemies, right? To the people, the enemies, right? This is exactly what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful day to be alive right now, being an American, being a supporter of Trump and Trump's America, which is our America. Make America great again. It's a beautiful thing in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yep. Yep. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day to be alive. We have nothing but we are in the golden age. Trump has stopped the IRS. Biden have hired 87,000 IRS agents back in 2022, and he was going to squeeze the American people for more money. Went from back taxes to everything else, right? It was about anybody that made under $400,000 a year. You know the IRS was coming. For some of you, you probably been victims of the IRS, I'm sure. But guess who stopped it? It wasn't Biden, wasn't Obama, wasn't Hillary Crooked Clinton, and all the rest. It wasn't the Bushes. It was Trump. Trump stopped the IRS from coming, right? Who cares about a tax refund? Only people care about that is people that doesn't pay in the structure, in the tax structure, right? And those are we talking about people that are low income that never paid into the taxes because they get a tax return. I don't get a tax return. I was always owing the damn government. And we were paying for what? What was we getting back in return? Nothing. They just sold us all on that bull. What were we getting back in return? Many of you don't get no tax return. When you make a certain income, you are a taxpayer, not a tax recipient, receiver. Only the poor. We make up over the poor, right? What were we getting back in return? Nothing. Trump stopped the IRS. Oh man, on my other video, I said the IRS versus the ERS. I explained this in great detail. The two particular private entities, one evil, one good. Because no matter what you say, the IRS and the Federal Reserve is a private entity that should have never been allowed to be established here in America. This is one of the main reasons as to why we was in this situation. But it took a man like Trump. It took a man like Trump, ladies and gentlemen. And I just cannot, I have to tell the truth. I'm obligated to tell the truth about this. So this is why we are going into the golden age, ladies and gentlemen, when we want to have no taxes whatsoever. And we working on these blue states. Blue states, reckoning is coming. Reckoning is coming. The blue states is coming. The reckoning is coming, ladies and gentlemen. It is coming. It is coming, ladies and gentlemen. And when it comes, and where a lot of these politician elites are going to be out of office, just like they're purging the FBI right now as we speak. And maybe Cash Patel may have the FBI as a museum. It needs to be a museum because it never been for the people, by the people, right? Never have been. It never been for the people, by the people. Never have been. And now that you guys are seeing Trump's policies, he has signed over 400 executive orders, and we are seeing it. Ain't nobody arguing about wanting to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna be arguing the fact about the gun law because we were always under the Constitution. The Constitution always been here, but guess who's been in the way of the Constitution? It's been the Uniparty with the Democrats and Rhino Republicans that kept when it come down to the Second Amendment rights. You realize that the Second Amendment rights, every American citizen has a right to bear arms. We don't have to walk around here with special permits and so forth. This is the law of the land, the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to allow no Democrat to deny me of my Second Amendment right. I can carry my firearm, and I am going to carry my firearm, right? And I'm going to carry it, and Trump going to put it as a reciprocity for all 50 states, which the Constitution automatically states that. I mean, because we all aren't we under the Constitution? If you living in America, you are under the Constitution. No matter what blue state, red state, purple state, whatever it is, it's the Constitution. And we're going to adhere by the Constitution. We want all the radical leftists and rhino right removed out of power because they're already they're being dethroned, ladies and gentlemen. That's why they are panicked out major. They don't want truth to come out about them. And Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Jeffrey Epstein. When everybody find out who was on that island for real, who was on the Lolita jet, right? Lolita jet in Epstein Island, right? Wait till that come out. Man, it's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wrap. That's why they don't come in this room. I don't have too many detractors anyway. Either my channel is small, it is, but it shouldn't even matter if it was small or big, right? Because we know that the majority of those people are just trolls. Nobody cares about trolls. I'm not bothered about trolls because that's all. Is that all you have is to troll? Then you truly lost, and they have lost. Golden age. We're gonna look at this, man. I'm happy about the tax situation. I don't know about you guys. I'm happy about not paying taxes at the federal. It's going to come down to that where we're not going to have to deal with this nonsense at all. Nowhere in the Constitution where American citizens are required to pay taxes. That's why I ask the IRS man all the time. I'm going to ask you the same question, IRS man. Am I required to pay taxes? That's all. Answer that question. Am I required to pay taxes? Right? Are we as American citizens? That's all you got to ask them. Am I required to pay taxes? See what they say. Right? And if they know that we are not required to pay taxes, this whole tax thing is a sham and a scam. Just like the Green Deal is a scam and a sham, right? The whole climate change thing, scam and a sham, right? Look at the World Health Organization, scam and a sham again. The Paris Climate Act, scam and a sham, right? Look at all the stuff with the COVID thing. Scam and a sham. I can keep naming them, right? And this is what the Democrats have pushed. Everything I'm saying right now is factually true. It's all an illusion. It's the matrix, and it was a lie to trick the American people. They have been extracting all this money from these agencies, all these organizations that they have created, and all they have been doing is been aligning their pockets. This explains why politicians are multi-wealthy right now. And it's a if you connect the dots, right? When you start going into the big pharma and the FDA, they in bed with each other. The FDA don't protect the American citizens. They on the payroll of big pharma. Everybody should know that. The pharmaceutical agencies. Now you just now hearing about ivermectin being a cause to be able to cure flus and cancer stuff. You're hearing about what's that, hydrochloroquine. You're hearing about amoxicillin even more, as well as zinc, right? You're hearing about these things more now. RFK, he's sure enough to get in there if he ain't gotten there by now, you know, to be able to change this, our so-called modern medicine model that they have that's never been working for the people. You mean to tell me we've been giving money to the cancer research, the lung, what's it, the American Lung Association? All of these places got associations so that you know. The Heart Association, right? Look at all of them, right? Cardiovascular, all this other stuff, diabetes, right? Cancer, right? All this stuff, right? All this money been pouring into research. We're on the brink of discovering. We're on the brink. It's nothing more than a money laundering scam. They know the cure. We're finding out by it now. But here it is. Some of these things have been known to correct illness, whether you believe it or not. Whether you believe it or not. You trust the modern medical model, you can do that. All I say is that, well, how is it and why is it that people should be healthy? Look at Europe. They don't have fluoride in the drinking water in Switzerland and these other Scandinavian countries. Why don't they have that? Why do we have fluoride? Fluoride has been known to lower IQ levels. But tell me why. Oh, the myth is it helps with your teeth and everything. So you want to put trade off of stuff to help you with the teeth, but look at the long term effect. You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is what's going on here, man. This is what's going on. Their models never work. That's why I walk down on all their policies. It ain't nothing but a scam and a sham. Scam wow, ladies and gentlemen. Scam. This is nothing but a scam, ladies and gentlemen. Scam. Scamming the people. Love scamming the people. They love it. We ain't got nothing in return from it but a bunch of lies, criminally, just liars and lies. This is what has been going on. And they don't have a leg. I ask you guys this. You don't see too many people rah-rahing for the Democrats right now on these social media, these content creators, because they're not paying them no more, for starters. You don't see too many of them no more. You know, you don't see too many of them. You really don't. Why is that? Why is that? You don't see too many of them no more. They can't defend this. They can't defend against this type of stuff. You know, the handsome liberal channel, the guy to go by himself, a handsome liberal, he tries to defend this stuff. The handsome liberal tries to defend this stuff, but he can't. You can't defend Biden's policies. He want to act like Biden's policies were so good for the people. I walked it down. Weaponization of the government, the spy operation, right? He's actually for censorship, weaponizing big tech companies, right? Um, they've been told to go into, what was it, the First Amendment? They went after Trump's First Amendment right, or anybody else with all this censorship. This was all under Biden's policies. Can't deny that, right? This is exactly what it is. Mar-a-Lago, a lot of these other politicians, homes were broken into, and so forth. Who's been issuing this? Who gave the order there? If it wasn't Biden, who was it? Because it was in his administration. So who was it? If it wasn't Biden, then who was it? We know it came from their administration because the Constitution protect our First Amendment rights, our Second Amendment rights, our third, our fourth, all the way up to the 27th Amendment. But tell me why, when he can give the order, or whoever gave that order to break into Trump's home, Mar-a-Lago, that goes against the Fourth Amendment rights, sir. You can't go and break into someone's home and violate our Fourth Amendment right by not having proper what is it? Having a from the judge, right? You gotta be granted from the judge a warrant to go in there, because without that, and you just want, that's what the Second Amendment, the Constitution itself, the Bill of Rights, protect the American citizen for this kind of stuff. Because you know there's other countries in the world that don't have a Bill of Rights or a constitution. They could go in there and do this stuff. If it can happen to a sitting president or a former president, it can happen to any one of us. That's why I'm so happy that Trump is in there. Did he not do this? Was this not under Biden's thing? And this is what I would address to the handsome liberal. Did this not happen under his administration? Because he said, well, how would you know that Biden did it? Somebody gave the order. Now, I'm not saying Biden himself, but I would say this: somebody gave that order under his administration, weaponized the FBI, weaponized the CIA as his own personal background, had presidential paperwork that he was not supposed to have at all. He wasn't supposed to have that information. He was a resident. Trump had rights to have the paperwork. Any sitting president has a right, not with Biden. But this is the question. This is a rebuttal back to him, right? Because you can't big up about nothing about the Biden administration as being good for the people. When he hired 87,000 IRS agents to come after American citizens that's making under $400,000 a year. And he was trying to get that money if he hasn't gotten it from some of you guys, right? This has exactly happened under his administration, which is the worst administration out of all of them. He is the worst. He's worse than Jimmy Carter. And Jimmy Carter was bad. That's saying a lot. Him and Harris together is trash. Woodrow Wilson is trash, but they still second under Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson take the cake, and they're number two. Number two, Joe Biden. Number three is Jimmy Carter. And I got my dirty dozen of Democratic presidents, but they're on the top of the list, though, for sure. They're on the top of the list. And I keep saying I'm going to do my next live. I'm going to go down with the Democratic presidents. I'm going to show you factual information, how they are all on the payroll of the private banking, which is the International Western Central Bank. There's a proven fact on that. And even with some of these rhino Republicans too, outside of Trump. Trump is the only one. Trump don't need their money. He got his own. He's a multi-billionaire, whether you like him or not. He stands on his own terms. That's why they hate Elon Musk so much. Elon Musk, what? Was he worth 400 billion? You can't tell Elon Musk nothing. What can you tell a rich man that got that much money? You can't control him. How can you control him? Obama, you can control him. Biden, you can control him. Bush, you can control him. Jimmy Carter, you can control him, right? Name me the president especially a Democrat or Republican, right? That was not controlled by the international banker in America. Name me the president. Name him. Name him. All of them was on the payroll. Name me a president outside of Trump, uniparty, rhino Republicans, as well as the Democrat presidents. Name me a president that was not on the payroll, right? Of these what we call the international bankers. Now, out of the Democrats, it was JFK and Bobby. They turned away from that, and they were going. That's why they're not here today. You know, shout out to JFK and Robert FK Senior. Shout out to them both, right? They were the ones, right? And they were Democrats. But the Democrats are worse today than they ever have in the history. They are worse today. Worse today, man. This is why we in the situation now. Now that a lot of these rhinos and all these this uniparty stuff have been exposed, right? They have Nikki Haley, right? They're exposed today, right? Anybody that knows Mitch McConnell was the one that controlled a lot of the rhino Republicans. We know that she was on the payroll of what's his name, Mitch McConnell and them, on the payroll of them. Trump is not on Mitch McConnell's payroll. Mitch McConnell can't control Trump. George Soros can't control Trump. Bill Gates can't control Trump. None of these guys can control Trump. They can't control Trump. That's why they're having a problem. And it sure hell can't control Elon Musk. You can't control a billionaire, soon to be a trillionaire. You can't control this guy. What can you tell Elon Musk? But you can control all these other guys. Obama can be controlled. Clintons can be controlled. Bushes can be controlled. And what's the name got more money than all of them combined, put together. It's about time that Americans start evaluating who your friends are and who your enemies are, and stop trying to cape and trying to play this liberal mindset that you're for everybody. You got to pick a side. You want to either serve God or you going to continue serving Satan. Straight like that. So straight like that. There ain't no in between. You got to pick a side. You're going to pick a side for goodness and God, or you can go ahead and go along with the devil society, right? You got to pick a side. I'm already picked my side though, and I'm rolling with Trump, right? I've always have. And so far, Trump has always been spot on right. You know, when you bet on Trump, you always bet right. You always going to win when you bet on Trump. That's all I know. I bet on Trump. You know, that's all it is, man. That's all I do. Right? Skip about what all these other people talking about because they don't know nothing. And I'm not going to allow them to take me they can't. Because I know enough about the policies, and I know who the enemies of this country, enemies of the state. I do. I really do. So other than that, though, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop this live too. Just treat this more like a video, if anything. But yeah, man, we are going in new eras, new ways. Unlike before, man, we are not going for the old okey doke no more. We are going, and we are in the golden age. It's a beautiful thing, and I appreciate you guys with my likes, things. I could use more than that, but got to have more people to have more likes. But that's okay though. That's okay though, because like I said though, it's not even about all that to me, man. I don't care about all that stuff to be honest. I'm just care about this video being put out there and being shared with other people. That's all that matters, man. Not to be this big, great content creator or whatever like that. What matters mostly is getting this information out while I'm in between my breaks and waiting on another ride as an Uber driver, right? Because this is important. This is important. Whether it's for a few people or no people in this room, I just treat it as a video. Information is still information. No matter if I have 0 viewers or 1 viewer, it doesn't matter though. What matters is that you can always share this information with other people. Tell me how I'm lying. Tell me how I'm telling a lie. I just asked that. For my detractors, tell me how I'm lying. Tell me how. My channel was designed for people that that are getting to the truth, and it's good to be around like-minded people instead of the other thing, right? So I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. And yeah, like I said, I've been doing this for almost an hour, I guess, a little over an hour. So yeah, so you guys take care. Have a wonderful day. I'm out.